All right, welcome back. So this problem is very interesting because we're gonna take an interesting approach to find the elasticity to approximate the price demand elasticity for this scenario because we're not given the actual demand function, right? So let's begin. So if the price of an item increases from $32 to $34, then the quantity demanded in thousands will decrease from 840 to 788 units. All right, so this is very interesting, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go back to the basics, and not use this function, but use the alternative, which will be this, which actually came from this, right? The change in quantity over the original quantity all over the change in price um, over the price, right? In other words, we're using this. All right, so I'm just gonna copy and paste it over here. So what I'm saying here is we're doing change of Q over Q all over change of P over P. And again, this is because we're not given the actual demand function, right? So let's figure this out. What is dq? Well, dq is the change in quantity. So the change in quantity can be found by using the decrease that we are given, right? So we're going from we have the new price is 788 minus the old price, which is what 840 all over. So that's just the change, which is going to be um, the difference between those two is going to be negative 52. The change in price is going to be 34 minus 32. So this is again always old, new, old, right? Because you wanna see what's the change. You wanna see what's the new, and then subtract minus the old. So this will give us just 2. So let's go ahead and rewrite over here. So we have dq is negative 52 over q, which q is the original quantity, which is 840. Q is the 840, and p is the original price, which was 32. Again, just like we did it in the introduction video, this is the way we define elasticity. The change in p is 2 over the original price, which was 32. All right, so we have a division of fractions. What we can do here is simply change the division of fractions into a multiplication of fractions by changing this into a multiplication and multiplying by the reciprocal of the denominator, meaning you just flip it. And if you multiply these two together in your calculator, you should get something around the and don't forget that we're gonna put absolute value. This would be so negative 52 times 32. This will be negative 1664 over 840 to multiply by 2. So this is 1680. So if we divide those two numbers, we get roughly absolute value negative 0.99, and this is saying that we're going to round this to the nearest 1, right? So if we round this to the nearest 1, that means we're going to test the previous numbers. That means we're going to round up. So this will be negative 1, which is absolute value of negative 1 is 1. So we're saying that elasticity in this case is 1, right? That's 1. All right. Again, this is already after we rounded, right? So this is how they want us to take this number already in the rounding value. This is our conclusion. So the elasticity is going to be 1. All right. At this price, 32, we would say that the demand is inelastic or unitary or elastic. So it's going to be unitary since E equals 1, right? And based on this, do we increase revenue? To increase revenue, we should lower prices, keep prices unchanged, or raise the prices. Because this is unitary, right? That means we don't want to change anything, and we want to keep the same prices, right? We say that E equals 1. This is a demand is unitary, and so we're gonna leave the prices unchanged. So we're gonna have unchanged prices to increase revenue. In fact, actually, you cannot increase this further because that's actually the maximum revenue you can have, right? So you want to change the prices so you can keep the maximum revenue. All right, and that's pretty much it for this section. You guys will have a few examples on the homework similar to this, and